This is a short tutorial on how to calculate exponents. We'll be learning about exponents in this chapter, maybe things like 3 to the 5th power, or x to the 5th power, or maybe something like 7 to the 10th power. You might know things like 8 squared. 8 squared just means 8 times 8, which is 64, which is fairly easy to calculate. But 3 to the 5th power means you have 3 5 times. And instead of going and putting 3 times 3 times 3 5 times in your calculator, to do exponents, you hit the number 3, and since it's to the 5th power, you hit this button right here, which looks like an upside down V. It's called a caret, and that will raise it to a power, and then I can go to the 5th. And then you can hit enter, and it will calculate it for you. You could do the same thing with 8 and square it. Now there is an actual squared button that you could use, but if you want to use your caret as well, 8 and go to the 2nd power, it will also work. We could even find something like our 7 to the 10th power, hit our little caret, and go to the 10th power. And that's a very large number, so you wouldn't want to have to do that by hand. So please feel free to use your calculator during this section. You can also use, now by the way, x to the 5th means x 5 times. And obviously you can't calculate that because you don't know what x is. So you can only calculate it on a calculator if you don't have variables. Now there is a program on the computer called Desmos.com. And in Desmos there is a scientific calculator that you're welcome to use online. And this calculator though, it has the numbers, but it doesn't really have a way to take it to a power in the regular mode. And you can look over in the other modes. And it does have an A to the B button over here in the function. So if I wanted to do, like we did 3 to the 5th, I could do 3, go over to your functions, and hit A to the B, and it raises it up, come back to main, and hit 5. And then it will work out 3 to the 5th power for you. So you can do it online, it's just a little bit more involved. Like we could do our 7 to the 10th as well. We can clear this one out. 7. Go to your functions, do your AB button, and go back to your main, and 10, 7 to the 10th power gives you this large number here. So another thing you can do at Desmos.com is it's wonderful for graphing things. And so you could go ahead and put in an equation if you wanted to graph it. That's something you'll be looking at as well. You can graph exponents, but I would have to do something like y equals x, and then to put in a power using your keyboard, if you look above the 6, there's that upside down V, so you hit a shift in that and it will raise it up, and you can do x squared, and that's what your graph would look like. To the power of x, or x cubed, would look like that. So that's how you would put it in to a graph. That's a little bit about graphing. Make sure that you use a calculator. This is a TI-30XS. It's a wonderful one. The TI-34 Multiview also has a power button. That button, sometimes if you can't find them, you just want to look around and look for the upside down V. In this case, it's right by the 7 because they're switched. So I could still do 3 to the 5th power, not squared, sorry. 3 right by the 7, 5th power. So make sure you have a calculator. It will help you out a lot in this section, and make sure you fill out your GBCs as you work through this section. Let me know if you do come upon questions. Thank you.